It's going to be a crucial game. Australia will want to hang on and make it 2-0. I'm not sure there's going to be that much weather around in Sydney. It generally rains in shorter spells if it does. But this is what we have in store in terms of the two lineups. Will there be any possible changes? Let's have a look at India first. Virat Kohli was very unequivocal at the toss, saying that doesn't matter if we lost, we had a decent outing in the first game, even though it didn't go our way. So I'm sticking with that combination. Does he do so for the third match?
I can't see what he can change, because he wouldn't mind an extra spinner in Sydney, but where are you going to play him when you're already playing 3 spinners? Kunal has to play to give the batting a chance, and you really can't drop a batsman for one on the basis of one innings. So I mean, perforce, if you had a second game, you might have had an opportunity for change. Given these circumstances, the batting certainly can't change. The bowling, then you talk about the only change you can discuss, because as I said, the spinner slot is taken. You're talking about Khalil for, say, Umesh, and I don't see that as a possibility right now.
That's not happening. There is this huge temptation that the team is resisting, that is playing Chahal somehow. Get Chahal into the mix. First 2 games, Brisbane and in Melbourne, there was a lot of weather around. There was a bit more spice on the surface, so you knew that faster bowlers will get a bit more assistance. So Khalil was preferred over someone like Chahal. That could be once again a potential change. But now that Khalil has bowled well, and all said and done, even if it's Sydney and it helps spinners, it's not Rajkot or Hyderabad. It is still Sydney and it is still in Australia. So don't be surprised if India makes no changes for the last T20I.
Talking about Australia, they too might have a few points to ponder. They had an enforced change in this second match, because just moments before the toss, in fact almost as Aaron Finch was walking out to join Shane Warne at the toss, he saw the size 14 boots of Billy Stanlake being strapped up, a last minute injury, which meant that Nathan Coulter-Nile came in. It ended up being a fairly decent change, because at least with the bat, Coulter-Nile fared well and looked like he had the potential to do something with the ball. For Australia, they've got Ashton Agar as a possible extra spinner. Nobody else really looks like.
You could see Ashton Agar, and in Sydney especially, you could see him. But the other thing is that they will be looking at their batting and saying that a lot of these guys haven't got going the second. At least whatever it is, couple of them got a good first knock in this thing in Brisbane. But Sydney has not been a great outing for anyone out there, and if there's been interesting this thing, it's Ben McDermott down the order showing there that what you can do, and where 150 was very reachable had they played more sensibly.
But Darcy shot, I think that's what they're thinking. Can we do something about him? Unfortunately, they don't have the.
Rajasthan couldn't do anything about him either. Don't worry.
They've released him, so eventually they could do something about it, because poor guy is not getting runs, and if he's not getting runs, just that the formation of the squad is such that you don't even have a replacement for him. Ashton Agar may come in, but he can't just start opening in place of Darcy.
Though he has batted up the order in various forms of the game.
He has, but. Like T20 cricket against India, Bhuvneshwar and Bumrah may not actually fancy his chances too much. But then I think one last hurrah for Darcy Shart for the time being. Otherwise, he's not going to be there for the
one more chance for you to think up 2 more bad puns for match 3.
I tell you.
Correct. I'll work harder.
But from Australia's point of view, we talked about the lessons from India, who have actually improved in those 2 games. Australia, actually their batting has gone downhill. They didn't do too badly in the first game. They played safety first, where they should have done so in Melbourne, but they didn't. So they'll need to take those lessons into Sydney.
See, again, these lessons, you don't take these lessons per se as a team, because it's just back to back. They're alternate days you're playing matches. So team diktat is one thing. Individually, everybody has to look inwards and say, did I do something wrong there? And Chris Lynn, with a fielder in the deep, with a ploy of bowling wider to him, slower deliveries wide with a deep mid wicket and a deep point, was that shot on Marcus Stoinis coming in 7th over, Bumrah bowling again a deep point station, and still a short ball outside off. So you're not compelled. It's not an obligation to hit that shot. And while hitting that shot, you know that you're not going to clear the fence. Your name is Stoinis and not Sehwag. And these are fairly big boundaries. Got caught in the deep. Nathan Coulter-Nile did a similar thing. So just a bit more selective with the shot selection. I think that's what we'll find in Sydney as well. They will take some heart from what happened in Brisbane, but then that's the nature of the beast, T20 cricket. You fail more often than you actually succeed. So I don't think anybody's losing sleep over what has happened in Melbourne. Most people have played enough T20 to understand that these things do happen. You at times you start punching above your weight, at times you get too ahead of yourself, and at times you just are not that prudent in the shot selection. That may all change in the decider.